Welcome to Drill Down Earnings. We have quarterly results from Amazon. What a great quarter this company just reported, and it sounds like things are getting even better. This is the business story about one stock in a move from Chief Market Strategist Cory from Epistrophy Capital Research. And third quarter earnings better than Wall Street expected, and this business is just big and growing fast. Overall, the growth is happening at scale in this business. $158.9 billion in revenue in just 13 weeks. Just amazing. And like I said, 11% better than the previous year. Their North America sales up 9%. Their international sales up 12%. Their AWS business up 19% on a year-over-year basis. My goodness, that business big and profitable and growing fast. And the whole business is profitable. This is a company that, as you remember, for years and years and years, never wanted to turn a cash profit, just wanted to reinvest their cash and grow. They can't help themselves right now. I had a 10% net margin in this business. And the biggest thing driving that isn't all the boxes that are showing up at the Johnson household. No, it's the AWS growth. Amazon Web Services is growing at 19%. And a big piece of the driver right now, we heard in the conference call, is AI. The non-AWS business is also growing really fast. 26% in the quarter, but the profitability with AWS is so fantastic. That's the real big thing. I also want to mention advertising. You might not think of Amazon in terms of advertising, but advertising on the retail site is such a big part of their business. $13 billion in the quarter in advertising, growing at a 20% clip. So the growth rate has slowed down a little bit, but my goodness, 20% growth on a business that's now $13 billion, just fantastic. So in after hours trading, let's look. The stock did a return of 6% in after hours trading after rising 40% in the last year. So really strong numbers from Amazon over the course of the last year, and adding to that today. So on the conference call, there's some discussion about the CapEx numbers. The CapEx was big in this quarter, and they say it's going to be, but it might be bigger last year. They weren't definitive about it. I think the phrase Andy Jassy, CEO, used, Andy Jassy, who used to run the Amazon Web Services business and indeed built that from scratch. He said, I imagine we would spend more next year than we did this year. But he talked about the multi-billion-dollar business that is AI right now for Amazon, how it's growing at a triple-digit percentage rate, but how the investment has to happen now for the benefits to be there for years to come. This is a lengthy soundbite, but I really want you to listen to Andy Jassy because this really captures the guy, I think, and you can hear his kind of considerate nature, but also how he looks at the opportunity that artificial intelligence provides.
Our AI business is a multi-billion-dollar business that's growing triple-digit percentages year over year, and is growing 3 times faster at its stage of evolution than AWS did itself. We thought AWS grew pretty fast. And so the thing to remember about the AWS business is the cash life cycle is such that the faster we grow demand, the faster we have to invest capital in data centers and networking gear and hardware. And of course, in the hardware of AI, the accelerators or the chips are more expensive than in the CPU hardware. And so we invest in all of that up front in advance of when we can monetize it with customers using the resources. But, of course, a lot of these assets are many-year useful life assets. Data centers, for instance, are useful assets for 20 to 30 years. And so I think we've proven over time that we can drive enough operating income and free cash flow to make this a very successful return on invested capital business. And we expect the same thing will happen here with generative AI. It is a really unusually large, maybe once in a lifetime type of opportunity. And I think our customers, the business, and our shareholders will feel good about this long term, that we're aggressively pursuing it.
So that was as bullish as anything I've ever heard about AI. That was really interesting stuff. And again, the kind of scale we're talking about here from Amazon is just amazing. But what's it all mean? What's your big drill on earnings takeaway? What's the one number that tells us a whole lot? So here's what I want to think about Q3 earnings from Amazon, your essential summary. $158.9 billion in one quarter is jaw-dropping, and also doing it at some kind of fantastic profitability. This is growth at scale, 11% growth on a year-over-year basis, and 2/3 of the operating profits from this business come from Amazon Web Services. So maybe the big number to remember is 60%. 60% of profits coming from AWS. One other thing, they got rid of all those plastic air pillows they used in package delivery, and now they're just using recycled paper. So no more popping those little things that used to scare my dog. I don't know. That happened. All right, thanks for listening to Drill on Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson.